channel. That's Kalani. I love her, so I'm always playing her in the background, and this song happened to be playing when I was doing this reading, and I love it. So let's get started. This is a past, present, future reading for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And if you've been to my channel before, you know that I use my animal spirit deck. So I really love this deck because I also love animals too. But if you have any questions, I can put the link down below and you can check out the different meanings, and maybe you'll pick up your own pair. So like I said, past, present, future reading for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is some really powerful energy, and I like to say that in most readings because, you know, when you do tarot readings, it's like a lot. And you know, every message is important to whoever's watching it. So if this resonates, please comment below and please let me know. But let's get started. So in your past, you are represented by the fish. Oh, don't look at my ugly nails. I haven't been to the nail salon in a while, sorry. But when the fish card appears, it indicates that you could have just been going with the flow, right? Just kind of like going through the motions of life. And I know everybody's saying like we're living in crazy times, and like everybody's kind of just like, okay, like going with the flow. But when this card comes up, it shows that you could have been stagnant in a certain area of your life in the recent past. And this sometimes leads to unfinished projects, to slippy relationships. I do like to see this card as a relationship card. So if you were dealing with someone, it could have felt like you were just like in it, but not really in it, you know? Like just, okay, like it's okay for now, but it's not exciting, right? And this card also just appears when you just don't have that zest for life. And like I said, this is in your most recent past. And then also in your most recent past, you have the tiger. We have had a ton of eclipses and full moons that have really been pushing you know, humans on this earth in the direction that they're meant to go in. So this card can indicate, when this comes up, that you spent some time with the lunar forces. You could have you know, just looked at the full moon, set your intentions. I don't personally like to set intentions during eclipses, but it really just depends. But this card could indicate that you really just spent time alone, time spent in the darkness. When this card comes up, it's indicating that you need to spend time with yourself. So since this came up in your recent past, this shows that, okay, like you spent your time setting your intentions. You spent your time kind of, okay, this is what I want. This is what I, you know, feel like I resonate with most in my life. And what's really beautiful is that the Crow card came up as your last card in the recent past. The Crow card, I really love when this comes up because it is a really advanced level of knowing. So after spending time with the moon and setting those intentions, you could have been like, okay, I know what I want now, and I understand what happened to me in the past. I know what's going on right now, and I don't have fear of the future. Not a lot of people can reach this level of intention and clearness and stillness of mind. So I really love to see that in your most recent past. And I really think this is beautiful right here. The crow is just sitting on top of this beautiful beaming light inside, and it's, you know, all these rays are coming out. And it just shows that you really understand things and see things more clearly for what they are. And so I really love that. And then in your present, you are represented by the cobra. The cobra comes up when we are going through some inner knowing. So I'm really getting a lot of messages here about doing the inner work. And when this card comes up, the cobra is that inner teacher. So what are you ready to start learning? So this could indicate that you're picking up a new hobby. You could be picking up a new skill and really just tapping into that. Doing your research. If you are interested in tarot, you could have got a tarot deck. It really could be anything. But this indicates that you've now been in touch with that inner guide and that inner teacher, and so you're ready to move forward and learn. And that really makes sense, because the next card you have the eagle. The eagle essentially represents being tossed into the karmic fire. So right now you could be going through some, karmic changes in your life, after really understanding what it is that you wanted, and after setting those intentions. You could be going through those changes right now. I feel like I'm talking to a lot of people and they're like, oh, I'm transforming, I've done so many different things, and so this is meant to push you in your highest direction. And sorry if I'm like scratching my nose, I do that sometimes in readings. But anyway, this card indicates that right now you're just being thrust in the karmic fires, and it's meant to push you in the right direction. And also currently, 2 cards flew out for your last card for the present. And the first is the last is the Beaver card. The Beaver card represents loyalty, putting family first, and really working hard towards building something. And you understand that this is going to take your long-term devotion and commitment and hard work. And you recognize this as being a long-term project. And this connects back to what I was saying about the Cobra, right? Is that you've now tapped into that inner teacher and that inner guide, and you are being thrust in the karmic fire. So you are going through transformation, and you're working towards whatever that intention is that you set, right, in the most recent past. And like I said, coupled with the beaver is the peacock. The peacock, I love when this comes up, and it really does great work here, being coupled with the beaver. The peacock card comes out to tell us that you can assimilate to any environment, you can adapt, and you aren't weary about the circumstances. You know that what you're doing is for your greatest good. And I love that they came out with the beaver, because it's like you're working really hard right now towards something. You're learning a lot with the cobra, but you're also this could be a message. Note that you can adapt and change and grow in any environment, and I really love that. And then, oh my gosh, my nose is itching so much, so many messages. In your future, you actually have the oyster. When the oyster card comes out, this indicates that you really have these amazing and beautiful talents, but you're a little doubtful, right? If you can see what's inside of an oyster is a pearl, and you can see that represented as your talents, right? And what's coming out, right? It's closed and rays are coming out. They want to just, jump out. And so this card comes up, since it came up in your future, just be careful of how you're perceiving the situation. Whenever we are thrust into the karmic flames and the karmic fires, like, we do become doubtful. Even when we're like, oh, I'm on the right path, like I'm touching into my intuition, I'm in touch with, the goals that I want to achieve in this lifetime, and we become a little doubtful. So this card serves to remind us that what you're doing is great for your path, and you need to make sure that you are doing well by your talents. Like, make sure that you're sharing that with other people, because the world is dying to see what you have. And I'm so sorry for all this noise, these neighbors. But anyway, so just a reminder that when the oyster card comes out, don't forget that you have beautiful talents, and share it with the world. And in your future card is represented by the bear. We all know that the bear hibernates in winter, but when this card comes out, it shows that, okay, spring is emerging, and there's no more time to waste. You need to start gathering those resources, get nutrients into your body, start planning, start doing what you need to do to ensure that your future is exactly how you want it to be. Because the last card, which I really, really love to end this reading on, is the swan. The swan card comes up when we are effortlessly creative, when we're tapping into those talents, right? And so I love that this came up first in your future, because you're like a little doubtful in the future, but you know that you have these great talents, and by the end you're ready to show them, and you're ready to move forward and be creative, and you're not afraid to show the world your talents. So just remember that if you are starting a project, if you are learning something new, you can adapt, you can change, you can learn, grow, and then share that knowledge and share that creativity with the world. And whether that's you learning how to do poetry, if that's you learning how to do tarot, tap into that creativity. And don't forget, when the Swan card comes up, you have no more time to waste. This is a reminder that tap into those creative abilities that you already have within you. So this was a really, really beautiful reading. I'm so happy we were able to do this. If you have any questions, please let me know, and hit me up for a personal reading. I have all the information down below. So thanks so much.